Hey, Facebook land and my lead generation and conversion tribe across the nation. It is a little after 11 on Tuesday. This is my weekly lead generation and conversion coaching call. And sometimes a bunch of people show up, and sometimes one person shows up, and sometimes nobody shows up. And when nobody shows up, then I just pontificate. So this morning, I wanted to talk about mainly just an overview and then also share with you the number of free organic internet leads that I've generated in the last 30 days. So my real mission with this weekly coaching is to inspire, get you guys excited, really turn you into believers that free organic lead generation is possible. But you got to have the right tools, and you got to be willing to create consistent, valuable, and authentic content. You got to keep the content machine rolling. Some of you are not bought in with content driven lead generation because you're just not consistent. And because you're not consistent, you're not getting the results that you need to stay consistent. Or it's a combination of a lack of consistency and a lack of tools. So we can fix that. I know a lot of real estate agents, at least the ones I've come in contact with over the years, are very frugal, to put it politely. They don't believe in this concept. There's all these age-old sayings, like you never get a second chance at a first impression. That's one thing I have to repeat ad nauseum to sellers, because they want to just take a wait and see approach when they put their home on the market. When they take their car up to the dealership to trade it in, they get it detailed, and it's looking good, it's feeling good, it's smelling good. But when it comes to their most expensive asset, they're just like, oh, let's see what the feedback is, which is disastrous. All right. But the saying I'm focused on here is you got to spend money to make money. So if you had to spend $1,000 a month on a combination of, well, we're talking about free leads today, but if you had a team, there would be ad spend and the cost of your website. So let's just say $1,000, and that generated, so you spent $24,000 a year to make 200, 250, 300. Would you do it? Most agents I know wouldn't. They wouldn't even spend $100 a month, let alone 500 or 1,000. But this is the evolution of where this can go. It can go with dropping Zillow and becoming your own Zillow. So stop buying leads and become your own lead generation machine. Become your own data bank. Okay. So database, I want you to think of it as your data bank. So we shouldn't ignore these age-old sayings that we have grown up with and have been around for generations. And we also shouldn't buck the data. And we should also get our heads out of the sand and look around and see what's going on with other agents around the country. And the agents that are smart, that I know, are leading with revenue. Okay. So they're ditching the paid leads and focusing on organic leads. So if you're a single agent, the average agent can only handle like 15 organic leads a month. And what I mean by that is the leads are going to fall through the cracks. They can't communicate or stay in touch or nurture the leads inside their database, their CRM, if it's, over 15. Now, some agents are hustlers and they can handle 30, but outside of 30, I just haven't found an agent that can handle that, especially once you get into momentum and you start showing homes. That's the first challenge you're going to face, is that you start to get busy. And then the key here is staying true to your schedule, honoring your why by staying true to your schedule and getting that hour to 2 hours of prospecting in a day. And you want to crush it, do an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon. So pick an hour between 9 and 11 and an hour between 4 to 6 and roll. Now, that's not always going to work out, because we've got unexpected, like emergencies with our kids at school. They get hurt on the playground, they get sick. There's all kind of things that come up, to include or on top of showing appointments, listing appointments, doing research for buyers, managing our contracts. It's just, it all starts to get overwhelming. And that's where the importance of implementing a schedule that you are committed to sticking to on a very consistent basis comes into play. But we start out, generating, let's just say 15 leads a month for ourselves. Now, I can generate 30 leads a month easily on Craigslist. But then we bring in Craigslist, we bring in YouTube, we bring in blogging, we bring in social media, and putting our website links all over the place. And this can evolve to where if we're tracking and we're measuring, that's another super key component. Did you know that agents that track and measure make over $100,000 more every year than agents that don't? That's a big incentive. But that's what I mean by becoming a research-based and technology-driven real estate agent. You're aware of the data, the MLS data, the data surrounding, technology, leverage, lead generation, search engine optimization, hyperlinking, backlinking, all of it. Okay, landing pages, community pages. I already mentioned blogs, but it's all out there. But it takes work. The other thing I wanted to mention just real quick is that you got to focus on your prospecting. That's your one thing. Okay, that's your most important thing. And your CRM, not just a database, but a CRM. We need a professional, techie, advanced CRM technology to help us with lead generation and lead conversion, but also it helps us stay consistent. So, I open up my CRM and it tells me what I need to do every day, who I need to call, who I need to follow up with, who did I say that I was going to do this, research this, prepare this, just making sure that I do what I say I've said I'm going to do. I'm going to call you back at 2 p.m. 7 days from now. Or I'm going to call you back when you get back from your vacation to figure out how it went. Okay. But the secret sauce is here is there's an opportunity to evolve from a salesperson to a business owner. And y'all bear with me just real quick. That sparked my memory here about a little nugget that was dropped on me during our Jared James coaching call, where there was a distinction made between salespeople and business owner in the real estate marketplace. Okay, I found it. So salespeople chase deals, business owners focus on the 3 R's: recruiting, retention, and revenue. All right. So business owners manage and salespeople chase deals. Okay. And chasing deals leads to burnout. So I'm not saying this should be your goal, because teams are like real estate in general. It's not a one-size-fits-all business. And team building is not a one-size-fits-all, initiative. It can be you and just an admin. That's a team. Okay. It can be you and a transaction coordinator. It can be you and admin and a transaction coordinator. It can be you and an admin and a showing assistant, yada, yada, yada. But the point here is that, those Aflac commercials, the duck, was that a good quack? I don't know. If we don't have people surrounding us, then we're a salesperson. Support people so that if we get hurt, we get injured, we get sick, or we go on vacation, our business does not just survive, it thrives. And that's the beauty of a team. Also, you are helping people with their livelihoods. You are helping agents not become one of those 87% statistics of people that get out of the real estate business in 18 months. And, did you know that agents that don't join teams, the majority of agents that do not join teams are out of the business in 18 months. Okay. and real estate agents that don't join teams have longevity. Okay. So that's a lot. That's a big number. Let me check my stats on that, because I think I might have butchered that a little bit, but it shouldn't take me long to find it. But I really enjoy team building. While I'm looking this up, I'll just tell you I enjoy team building because it allows me to not have to be the person that is on call all the time. And by not being on call all the time, then I'm able to offer things to people that are really attractive, like predictable income. How many of you out there would like to infuse predictability into your real estate business so that you don't have to worry or wonder whether or not you're going to be able to pay your bills that month? Okay. But I just want to pump the brakes here a little bit, because this can be interpreted as easier said than done. Okay. And that's not what I am wanting to convey to you today. All right. So I found the stat. Yeah, I totally butchered it. Okay. So 80% of agents leave real estate, non-team agents leave real estate in the first 18 months. All right. So I don't know if I got those numbers right the first time or not. Doing the best I can here today, because I got to get ready to go speak at RE Connect. I'm about to get on the road to head to Biloxi. It's a free event. So if you are anywhere in driving distance to Biloxi, the event starts tomorrow, and you can get more information at reconnect2023.com. That's reconnect2023.com. I hope to see you there. All right, so let's get back to this. Let me finish this thought real quick, and then we'll move on. But that's staggering, right? 80% of agents leave real estate in 18 months. Now, if they join a team, only 12% of agents on teams ever leave the industry. Okay, only 12%. This is, again, what I mean by being a data-driven real estate agent, is that you study the data and you follow the trends. Okay. The path is math. I mean, I started my real estate career on a very bad foot. I was just convinced. I convinced myself that I was going to figure out a fast track, that I was smart enough to figure out a fast track to bypass all this mumbo jumbo that was being taught at the first brokerage I joined. And I couldn't have been more wrong. Okay. You got to stick to the fundamentals. The fundamentals will always be the fundamentals, but I believe the fundamentals only get you to 50% of your potential. There's a whole other piece of the pie, half of the pie, that agents are missing out on because they are not learning how to master lead generation and lead conversion, which requires a mastery of the language of sales. For those of you that don't know, we do a script plus role play call. Sometimes it's script practice, objection handling, role playing. We do FISBOs, internet leads, sign calls, the whole bit. But some days it's just coaching. Some days an agent brings an issue that Blake, the GM of my team, feels like the whole group could benefit from. And he just focuses that morning call, 30 minutes or so, on coaching and helping the agents find solutions to their problems, or that one specific problem that the whole group can relate to. Okay. So this would be big, right? Can you imagine reaching a place in your real estate business where you just manage and educate and train and nurture and invest in people? Man, it feels good. I tell you, it's way more fulfilling to me than sales. I know that's not the same for everybody. Some people were like, I just never want to stop selling because I love, the deal. I love putting deals together. I love solving problems. I love helping people find their dream home. And I'm okay with that if you're okay with that. But I know for a fact that you're going to reach a point in your business where you just don't want everything riding on your shoulders. Okay. And the time to start preparing is now. I have heard it said, and I don't know if this is true, but that 80% of our business in the not so distant future will come from internet leads, social media, content generated, lead generation, connection. Technology is not meant to replace, the fundamentals, or the belly to belly, or the eyeball to eyeball, the face to face, which is the conversion gold. It is meant to be a gateway for more conversations, more relationship building, a broader reach, broader top of mind awareness, building a larger network. And that's what this is all about, is building a larger network. Okay. And so large that we can't handle it alone. And so large that we earn more than we ever possibly could have imagined. So it's really possible. And all I want to do this morning is get y'all excited. Okay. So I've generated over 120 leads in the last 30 days. I believe the number is exactly 121 leads from blogging. These are my top 4. Okay. And if you take a listing, or you have agents in your office that are not proficient at marketing their listings, they just rely on the MLS, which is probably, and this is probably a conservative number, 80% rely on just the MLS. So they put a sign in the yard. They're the 3P agents. They put a sign in the yard, they put it in the MLS, and they pray that another agent brings them an acceptable offer, an offer their selling clients are willing to accept. I believe, and I want to create a movement here of 4P agents. And that 4th P stands for proactive. Okay. Because I'm just here to tell you, I've done a lot of research on this, both through personal experiences and studying other agents across the country, and just having conversations with sellers and agents about this. And I can tell you rather emphatically that sellers want to be a part of the marketing process. And they also want a seller, not just a lister. They want somebody who is going to knock on doors, circle dial, host open houses, network with other agents, drop off flyers at local businesses in a tight radius around their listing. They want people, they want go-getters. That's what they want. They want people that are not just going to sit on their hands, which is 80% of y'all. After you do those 3 Ps, you just clock out and just hope that the process takes care of itself. You may or may not provide feedback. You may or may not over communicate with your sellers. Communication is right there at the top of their list. And many of you are not calling, you're texting. And some of you out there, I don't even want to put a number on this one, because if we probably knew the number, it'd make us all, or those of us who are 4P agents, it'd make the 4P agents want to vomit. But a lot of you just text, don't even really communicate with your sellers until it expires. It expires is the #1 opportunity for seller leads or seller opportunities in 2023. And why we're able, those of us who prospect to expires are able to capitalize on this, is that we are in direct communication with our sellers. We're providing better service that meets their expectations, and not just texting them after the listing expires and go, hey, you want to renew for another 6 months? I know I was talking to an agent yesterday who is working commercial, and in her marketplace, a lot of the agents are not even notifying their sellers that their listing is expired, and they're furious when they find that out. Whew. All right. So I've got 2 minutes here. I wanted to keep this to 30 minutes or less. Well, we started a little after 11, so I think I got a little bit more time. But I want to just kind of focus on this, which I believe is the best first step. You got to start here, okay? Another saying many of us have heard is that success is an inside job, and the inside job is in this shell that's around, what's inside the shell, our brain. Okay. It's the conversations we're having with ourselves that shape what we believe about ourselves, which in turn, dictate our actions. We got to get it up here. We got to start seeing fear as a catalyst and not something that is paralyzing us, that is keeping us standing still. We've got to start moving. Now, one of the things I'm going to talk about at RE Connect is the book Blue Fishing. I really feel like this is it's a simple read, a short book, big font, not too many big words, but it is absolutely brilliant. I think it's one of the most important business books that I've ever read because it addresses mindset. And what I mean by this is that I teach every week. I'm either doing virtual or in-person trainings about how to generate leads, grow your business, achieve, like, again, just incredible results. But agents don't act on it. Now, I want to tell you this. Okay, so knowledge, if you come to these classes, you come to, the virtual stuff or the in-person stuff, the live stuff, and then you leave there and you don't take any action, you don't implement anything. I believe that knowledge is powerless. Here's a saying that we've grown up with that I don't necessarily agree with, and that's knowledge is power. Knowledge is powerless, in my opinion, in the absence of implementation. Okay, so if you don't take action, then you're reading books, listening to podcasts, listening to Audible, going to live events, virtual training events, webinars, you name it, for the entertainment value. There's no other value that can be gained from it. It's really sad. And I believe the problem is that they're coming with a limiting mindset and they're leaving with a limited mindset. That's what I believe. And we've got to address this first. So if you're not connected to something here, like your heart's desire, like your passion, if you don't have any passion for this industry, you're in the wrong industry. That's one of the main problems. One of my longest mentors, Lou Vickery, Uncle Louie, speaks at a lot of our events and does a great job. He talks about this a lot. He talks about how he's trained thousands of salespeople, and the sales training is like tactical, and that's what I'm providing. It's like step by step by step, not just this overarching, big grand idea. I'm showing you like step one, step two. And he was doing the same thing with insurance people and car salesmen. Big conferences and big training manuals that he's written throughout his career. And he told me this. He's like, Jason, the people that didn't follow the step-by-step instructions to success, didn't follow the path, didn't follow the math, didn't follow the trends, didn't follow the historical data, didn't follow a mentor's advice, whatever it is, and a combination of a couple of those or all of it. The ones that don't do it are not passionate about what they do. They're just looking for a means to an end. Okay? You've got to focus on serving. Okay, I got another friend in the real estate industry who's going through a really tough time in his life right now. And the best thing he can do to dig himself, and this is personal issues, the best thing he can do to dig himself out of that hole is to focus on the service of others. Okay, and if he's not feeling that fulfillment, or if he's not filling his cup by doing that, if it's just not enough, maybe it's just not enough, then he needs to go to a shelter for the homeless, or go, work a soup kitchen, or just invest your time in other people, and your cup will be filled. Okay. So if you don't have a heart for this industry, if there's no passion, no connection to this industry, if you don't like working with people, if you don't like helping people make money, save money, solve a problem, then go find something else, because life is too dadgum short for you to just sit here and, hope to make a quick buck, or hope to, find an easy way or a fast track to being a millionaire. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. So go find something that fulfills you, even if it's doesn't, meet all your monetary dreams and goals. Be fulfilled. Okay. That's wealth spelled WELLTH. All right. So get your mindset right first. And I'm happy to jump on private one-on-one coaching calls with any of you. Just go to deanofhustle.com and we'll schedule it. Okay. So I do think I think I got a few minutes left, but I don't want to, ramble on here. I have an issue with ranting. I just want to plant some seeds this morning and hopefully get more of you to join me next week, get more of you to schedule one-on-one appointments so that we can start moving the sales needle forward. And guys, it's a game of inches, okay? Like I don't expect you to jump in front of the video camera right away. All right, I've got methods to this madness. What I first want to do, I want you to get your mind right, okay? Then my goal is to show you that free lead generation is possible. Now, if you don't have a CRM with any kind of lead capture technology, you need to join a brokerage that has it, or you need to buy it yourself, okay? Because that is key. So get your mind right. Show you that free lead generation is possible. Get these leads coming in, get you excited. And then once you have your first sale from content-driven lead generation, my job is done. You graduate from my coaching program on this, and I set you free, and you fly like an eagle, and you start the journey. And it doesn't have to be a long journey. Okay. Could be 90 days for some of you, could be 6 months for some of you, could be a year. But think about all this. I've got an agent on my roster that I really need to have a conversation with, because he's going after the quick, like wham, bam deal, right? And he just doesn't have time. He's so financially strapped. He's just got to go. He's got to hit the home run. Okay. This is a much better analogy than the wham, bam. He just feels like he needs home runs. And what I am telling him he needs is base hits. Focus on the base hits, not the home runs. Now, he told me that months ago, but if he had taken my advice months ago, then he'd be on the path or possibly financially free right now. But he's just delaying and delaying and delaying and sitting on his hands in terms of this lead generation opportunity, and he's focusing on the big investor or whatever, the big flip or whatever it is. And it's really sad to watch, because I know what's possible. I feel for you all because I know what is possible. I know the truth about this. And it took me a hell of a long time to do this. I mentioned that I started out as a 3P agent, and I was a 3P agent for the first 4 years, from 2004 to 2008. And then I almost quit in 2008, because that sucked. That was like the world was coming to an end. But I just have surrounded myself with mentors that said, you can do this, keep going. And this is what I'm doing with you now, is paying that forward. All right, I got to go. I hope you got something out of this. If you want a calendar invite to next week's coaching at 11, just drop your email in the comments and I will send you a calendar invite. And again, if you want one-on-one coaching, just schedule it anytime at deanofhustle.com. Thank you all for watching.